Atra Al-Nashar in Washington. Congress taking a big step Thursday toward limiting President Trump's ability to unilaterally order additional military action in Venezuela. America's adversaries, including China, are watching closely as President Trump sets his sights on Venezuela's massive oil reserves. In a new interview with the New York Times, President Trump was asked how long his administration will demand direct oversight of Venezuela following the capture of Nicolás Maduro. His answer, only time will tell. Pressed on specifics, 6 months, a year, longer? I would say much longer, the president replied.
If there was ever a moment for the Senate to find its voice, it is now.
Thursday morning, 5 Senate Republicans joining Democrats to advance a measure requiring Trump to get approval from Congress before future military action in Venezuela.
The motion is agreed to.
Senate Foreign Relations Chairman Republican Jim Risch confirms to us that Trump is pressuring Venezuela to cut ties with America's adversaries.
They have invited in the no-goodniks, Russia, China, Iran, setting up shop right in our backyard. That's simply not acceptable.
China, America's largest competitor economically and militarily, condemning Trump's orders in Venezuela from the start.
China firmly supports Venezuela in safeguarding its sovereignty, security, and legitimate rights and interests.
The president's new national security strategy states, we will deny non-hemispheric competitors the ability to position forces or other threatening capabilities or to own or control strategically vital assets in our hemisphere. Trump's moves in Venezuela are the biggest challenge to China's influence in the region to date. China is the top destination for Venezuelan oil exports, according to S&P Global. When Venezuela and China signed a trade agreement 20 years ago, then President Hugo Chavez called it a great wall against American dominance. In Beijing's strategy to expand its influence in Latin America in the past 2 decades, China's made roughly $100 billion in oil-backed loan agreements with Venezuela. Details are murky, but it's estimated Venezuela's outstanding debt to China is down to $10 to $20 billion. Militarily, China has a very limited presence in the Caribbean. Experts watching developments over the past week speculate that China's lack of response, aside from statements, signals Beijing is not interested in countering American military forces in the region. In Washington, I'm Atra Al-Nashar.
President Trump just gave the green light to the Russian sanctions bill that will put 500% tariffs on any country that is supporting Moscow. Let's go to Emma Withrow from the Fact Check team. And this, of course, comes as the war with Ukraine hits the 4-year mark. It's just one of many global conflicts that we are watching right now. Break down some of the others.
So aside from the war between Russia and Ukraine, there's a civil war going on in Sudan between rival military factions and armed groups that's causing a lot of widespread violence and displacement in that region, and that one's been going on for more than 3 years. Now, as far as the war in Gaza goes, there's obviously ceasefire efforts at play, but military tensions between Israel and Hamas and deadly incidents, they just seem to keep happening. In Myanmar, there's an ongoing civil war with ethnic armed organizations who are fighting the central government there. Over in Nigeria, there's constant insurgencies from groups like Boko Haram, who have been designated as foreign terrorist organizations by the U.S. government. Now, even though it hasn't escalated into a full-blown conflict, there has been flare-ups and proxy violence between Israel and Iran that we've been keeping an eye on.
Right. And we're watching protests here happening in the U.S. as well. And it seems like these conflicts around the world, they're only getting more violent, more common. Does the data back that up?
Yeah, it definitely seems that way, and the data does seem to back it up. I mean, the Global Peace Index, they say around 60-plus state-based armed conflicts were recorded between 2023 to 2024, which is the highest number that they've seen since they actually started keeping these types of records after World War II. So in 2024, for example, they saw 61 ongoing conflicts across 36 different countries, the most since 1946.
Emma, thank you.
Thanks.
Later on, Emma's going to be back to dig deeper into which conflicts the U.S. is indirectly involved in and how we got here.